All the world today knows that we are here and we are standing before the forces of power in the state of Alabama saying we ain't gonna let nobody turn us around. Called your lot to be a street sweep. Set out to sweep streets like Michelangelo painted pictures. If you can't be a pine on the top of the hill, be a scrub in the valley, but be the best little scrub on the side of the reel.
The internet full. Zoom thing. I'm trying to join a Zoom thing.
Welcome back to Jeopardy. You know, it's been a humbling experience, and if I'm being honest, a bit of a nerve-wracking one to be able to help out the show. But last week we had so many great games. Just wonderful to watch up close. And I'm confident that's going to continue this week. Helen, Thomas, Jennifer, welcome to the show. Good luck to all three of you. Let's get started with the Jeopardy round. We'll be doing these categories. British spycraft, sounds fun. All kinds of bards. Historical markers, so space pods, celebrity names.
Versus
No, we are not satisfied, and we will not be satisfied until justice rolls down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream. They told us we wouldn't get here. There were those who said that we would get here only over their dead bodies. Well, all the world today knows that we are here and we are standing before the forces of power in the state of Alabama saying we ain't gonna let nobody turn us around. your lot to be a street sweep. Set out to sweep streets like Michelangelo painted pictures. If you can't be a pine on the top of the hill, be a scrub in the valley, but be the best little scrub on the side of the reel.
Is that the all-time high? We stick to
Good evening, everyone. My name is Emily Adis. I'm the Director of Education for the Rising Stars Youth Foundation. For those of you who don't know me, I'm so happy to see all your faces here tonight. One of my favorite hashtags on Instagram on this day is not a day off, hashtag not a day off, because even though the schools and the banks may be closed today, today is a day for people to do community service in the name and the legacy of all that Dr. King changed in this world. So I'm so happy that all of you can be here. I'm so grateful for our partnership with the Long Island Nets and with the Book Fairies. And I want to thank Izzy, who works with Rising Stars, for putting all of this together. And all of you are here tonight to do some community service, to do good and feel good. And I'm just so grateful to see you here all tonight. I'm going to pass it over to Izzy.
Hi everyone, I'm Izzy. If you don't know me, I work with Emily in the Educational Department of Rising Stars, and I'm so thankful to see you all here tonight. We have some fun things planned for you all, and like Emily said, this is just a great day to remember why we like to do good and help other people out. So to start things off, I know the people were here last time. We had a lot of success doing a Kahoot. So I'm gonna open this up for everyone and we're gonna do a little competition. This is a Kahoot about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., basketball, community service, and of course reading. And like last time, there will be prizes for the winner. So definitely try your best here and we will see how this goes. All right, so what you could do is go on kahoot.it and then enter this game pin and your nickname. And if everyone could just give me like a thumbs up or some indication that you're signed in, I'll know when we're ready to start. All right, I'll give it like 30 more seconds and then you could always join in the middle of the game too. All right, are you ready? Wow, looks like everyone knew this one, as I would hope. This is definitely drilled in my head, but good job, everyone. All right, And it looks like we have Lily, Nathan, Skylar, Ashley, and Josh on the leaderboard. Good job, guys. All right, question number 2. Nice. I actually did not know the answer to this one, so congrats to you guys who did. Oh, we have a new winner. Logan is in first place. All right, moving on. Nice. Almost everyone knew the answer to this one. If you haven't checked out his website, LeBron James does a ton of charity work, and he's definitely a cool person to keep up with. Oh, only one person got this one. Wow. I didn't know the answer to that one either, to be fair. Looks like Logan is still in first place. Good job, Logan. Okay, 8 people got this. And don't worry, because you're going to be learning a lot more about this just in a few minutes. Oh, across the board. Okay. Yeah, Steph Curry has actually done a ton of charity work with his career. Another person to keep tabs with. All right, we're almost halfway through.
It was Kahoot.
Yep. All right. Looks like most people knew the answer to that one. And we still have Christian in first place, but Logan is right there. And it looks like Mac has jumped 3 rows. Good job, Mac. Most people didn't know. I also didn't know this before researching, but you could see on their website a cool video about the world record that they broke. Yeah, you guys definitely know the answer to this one. Christian is still in first place. All right, guys, last question. Exactly. There is no limit to the amount of books that you should and can read in a year. That was a trick question. But now we're going to see our leaderboard. All right, there you have it. We have Christian, Logan, and Ashley on the leaderboard. I'm gonna keep this in my notes, and if you guys either are signed up for Laces for Literacy or you're going to sign up, then you three will receive some prize for winning this Kahoot. And thank you all for competing. You all did a great job. All right, now I'm actually going to pass the mic to Allie, who's going to talk a little bit about Read to Achieve and the nets. So thank you so much for participating, and Allie, passing it on to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Izzy. Hello, everyone. First of all, we are so excited to be here. My name is Ali Melendez. I am the in-game host for the Long Island Nets. So quick show of hands to anyone whose camera is on. Who here has heard of the Long Island Nets? All right. You can keep those hands raised if you've heard of the Brooklyn Nets. Yeah, everyone's heard of the Brooklyn Nets, of course. So we are like the little brother team affiliated, the G League team affiliated to the Brooklyn Nets. So it is so much fun to be involved with our community, to be involved with basketball. At the Long Island Nets, we strongly believe that education is just as important, if not more important, than the ability to play sports, be active, and of course, play basketball. So we do our best to be involved with the community and of course to read some awesome books to and with all of you guys. So it's a lot of fun. We absolutely love it. And again, we're just so happy to be here tonight with all of you. By the way, show of hands, who here likes Chick-fil-A as much as me? I don't know if any of you like it as much as me, but I love Chick-fil-A. I'm so glad you guys do as well, because
eating Chick-fil-A right now
is actually getting a gift certificate for a free meal at Chick-fil-A. That's right. Yep. So nice chicken nuggets or whatever you want to do. You can get that. But of course, we'd like to thank Rising Stars for this amazing partnership. The Long Island Nets are so excited to be a part of the Laces for Literacy program. Our organization truly does understand the importance of literacy and of course education for our youth, and we will continue to strive for excellence within our community as much as we can. And the Long Island Nets and Laces for Literacy would like to thank the Book Fairies. Of course, the Book Fairies collects reading materials for people in need throughout metropolitan New York. So the reading materials foster literacy and academic success. They provide everything from struggle and of course to a nurturing love of reading within the community. So important. Now guys, I want you to raise your hands, show of hands, who here could imagine not having a book in your home, in your classroom, in your school, or even imagine a parent not being able to afford the books, right? So that is something I have a hard time imagining as well, but unfortunately, that is the reality for many of our neighbors here on Long Island. And that is where the Book Fairies come in, and of course, why the Long Island Nets and Laces for Literacy are so strongly aligned with this. So how can you guys help and support the Book Fairies? Maybe it's something you're wondering. We'd love to answer that. By collecting from your friends and family and donating your used books in good condition books, hopefully they all are, you can definitely work with Rising Stars to get the community service hours by doing that as well. So you work with the community, you do a kind deed, but you also get the community service hours for doing that too, which is awesome. So if you're interested in learning more, or maybe you know someone who is interested in learning this as well, just contact Rising Stars Director of Education, Emily. So Emily, I'm sure you're here. You can give us a little wave there. All right, guys, is everybody ready for tonight's book? It is such a good one. I am so excited to share it with you guys. Now, quick show of hands, who here has read I Have a Dream? It's Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s speech. Yes, we're actually going to go through the real speech that he said which is going to be so amazing. So I'm so glad to be here with you guys. Let's dive right into it. If anybody has a question about the book or anything related to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. or our mission with the Long Island Nets, please save those questions for afterwards, and we'd be so happy to answer them. All right, let's dive into it. I have a dream. And it comes with the CD, the actual speech, which is really, really awesome. I say to you today, my friends, that even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, that we will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have 4 children. I have a dream today.
Jay, come, go.
And if everybody could just mute until the end, that would be awesome. Thank you so much, guys. I have a dream that one day little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted and every hill and mountain shall be made low. The rough places will be made plain and the crooked places will be made straight. And the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope. This is the faith that I go back to the South with. With this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountains of despair with a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. And I don't know if you can tell how many people were there, but it was a lot. It's amazing. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. This will be the day when all of God's children will be able to sing with new meaning. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring. And if America is to be a great nation, this must become true. So let freedom ring from the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire. Let freedom ring from the mighty mountains of New York. Let freedom ring in Pennsylvania, and let freedom ring from the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado. Let freedom ring from the curvaceous slopes of California, but not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi. From every mountainside, let freedom ring. And when this happens, when we allow freedom to ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, Black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the world of the old Negro spiritual. Free at last, Free at last. Thank God Almighty. We are free at last. And that is the end. So his full speech is actually in the end of this book. So I really, really recommend it if you guys are able to, have someone order it for you on Amazon. It even comes with the CD of his actual speech in his voice, which is really, really cool to listen to. I got to listen to that earlier. So boys and girls, everybody, we just heard a glimpse of history on this magical MLK Day. Now, quick show of hands, who here has a question on the book or on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s life or anything to do with why we celebrate today? Nobody? And did I mention that we might be giving some prizes to a couple of people who do ask some questions? So if you guys have questions, you could go home with some Long Island Nets merchandise, and it's really cool. Got on the sweatshirt right now. So anybody? Nope. It's all good, because I actually wanted to bring the mic back to Izzy to talk about some other things going on. But if you have any questions that you can think of throughout, I'd be more than happy to answer them, boys and girls. Thank you so much.
Allie, I want to thank you so much. That was such a wonderful reading. I really enjoyed that book, and I hope everyone else did too. And like I said, thank you for this partnership with the Long Island Nets and the Book Fairies. We are so appreciative of it, and it has allowed us to do so many great things. So before I start sharing my slides again, can I get a quick show of hands, or maybe write in the chat, have you already signed up for Laces for Literacy, or do you know what that campaign that we're running is? I see we got one thumbs up. I see another thumbs up. Okay. All right, so I see a couple hands raised. That's great. If you don't, that's okay as well, because I'm gonna quickly explain. Oh, whoops, I forgot to share my screen. I'll quickly go into what Laces for Literacy is, how you can sign up, and what are the great things that you can do by being signed up with it. So, Laces for Literacy is our own reading campaign where you challenge yourself to read a certain amount of books, and then in doing so, you'll ask either your family or friends or your peers, your classmates, anyone in your life for donations to raise money for books for other school districts. So this is kind of a big pay it forward campaign where you get to read really cool books, and then you also get to raise money for other kids to read the same cool books. So what I'm going to go through right now is the quick and super easy way to sign up. You go to www.pledgestar.com/risingstars. If you guys want to sign up with me right now, it'll take probably a few minutes, but I'll show you really quickly how to do it. I'll also send this link in the chat to make things easier. So you could just click it. Hold on. There we go. All right, so if you follow this link in the chat, it'll take you to our sign up page. So on this page, it shows you what our campaign is, and you could see the leaderboards. You could see we've already raised $829 so far, which is amazing. You could see which grades are in the lead. So it seems like our 4th graders are in the lead, our 6th graders, and 9th graders. And the easy way to sign up is right here where it says not registered for this event. You click this, you type in your name, your email address, and you just create a password. I'll go through this really quickly so you can kind of watch me go through it. And make your password something simple so you don't forget it. I use the same password for everything. And then literally that's all you need. Submit it. And once you get through, I've already created an account, so I can't do it. But once you have an account, it'll take you to a page where then you could get donations and figure out a way to raise money for this wonderful account. And I also wanted to add that our Laces for Literacy campaign has already been featured by Newsday. Here's the article that some of our readers have been featured on already. which is such a great honor, and we're so thankful to be a part of this. But yeah, exactly. So we're already getting notice for this. And if you want to be a part of this, it's a great way to just take initiative and do something great for your community. Additionally, I'm sure Emily has told you that those who are involved will get hours for community service, which is a great way just to get your community service done. But if you're not signed up, there's something that we're running tomorrow with the book fairies. I think Allie already went through this. But tomorrow, you can drop off any of your old books that you don't read anymore. I'm sure we all have a ton of books just sitting on our shelves that we haven't touched for years now. I know just in my room right now, I'm looking at 10 that I have not read in so long. You can take these used books and drop them off at any of the locations listed below. And if you do so, you'll receive a letter of community service, and you'll also be donating your books to kids who need them. And I would like to add that you can, once you do this, if you drop off your book tomorrow, you could send either Emily or I a picture either on email or text message. These are our numbers listed below. And send us an email or picture dropping off your book, showing how excited you are to drop off your book and to do something great and to get your letter of community service. With that picture, we'll make sure that you guys get that letter of service that you're looking for. And additionally, if any of you are unable to get to the drop-off location, just email Miss Emily and she'll make sure that you have a way of donating these books, because I'm sure we all have so many books just lying around on our shelves that other kids would love to read. So definitely clear your shelves tonight. Look at the ones that you haven't touched in years, the ones that have the dust on them and everything, and get those out tomorrow and drop them off at any of the various locations. I'll just pan back to the locations if you want to look at them quickly, but we'll also be sending out an email with all of these listed, so you don't have to memorize them right now, and also just with more information about the book fairies, the nets, and with the link to sign up for Laces for Literacy if you weren't able to do so tonight. Emily, do you have anything you would like to add?
I do, yes, thanks. Izzy, can you hear me? Thumbs up if you can hear me. Okay, great. So let's see, were you all paying attention? Somebody asked when the fundraiser ends, and the fundraiser is going through the rest of the school year. Let's see, the fastest to put into the chat right now, answer this question. The money that we are raising, where's it going? What are we raising money for? Who's the fastest? Yes, charity is true, schools are true, community is true, but tell me specifically, very specifically, what is going to happen with the money that we raise? How are we helping people?
Texas.
Oh, Ashley, yes. Izzy, take note. Ashley goes on the winner list with the other people that we owe prizes to. That is right. We are working with book fairies to make sure that books get into the hands of kids that possibly don't have access to them. So that's great. I'm so glad that all of you are going to be participating in this, either by, or I should say both, by donating books that you may have in your house that you no longer need and pay it forward that way, and also by signing up for Laces for Literacy to read new books and have your friends and family sponsor you for that readathon. And those funds will also go to buy books for the book fairies, who are very good at their job. They know how to distribute, and they know how to get them into the hands of the kids and the families that need them the most. So you guys are doing a great thing today. Give yourself a round of applause for being so involved and for doing something special on this day of service. There were a few people that put into the chat that they had questions for Allie for the Long Island Nets, and maybe even for our friends from Book Fairies, who I think are here, I'm looking, and maybe even for some of our coaches. So anyone who has questions, go ahead and raise your hand, and let's see. I think the first one to put in here was Aaron. Aaron, where are you? unmute yourself and tell us who you have a question for and what your question is.
I answered my question as soon as I raised my hand. It was like the next one.
Well, that means we're doing a good job. And I'm looking to see, Ashley, did you have a question?
Are the book donations only tomorrow?
That's a really good question. Do we have someone from Book Fairies on here? Eileen, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
So,
yes. Or the
great,
drop.
thanks for coming on. Ashley and some of our other friends here want to know when, how they can donate. Is it just tomorrow?
Thank you. First of all, thank you for helping us out. And the sites that we have listed below are our remote drop sites. So they're open. They're mostly Zwanger Passeri locations. So it's, you could drop it off during normal hours. And somebody asked in the chat if you could drop it off at our Freeport warehouse. And yes, you can. We have a drop box in the back by our entrance in the back of the building. And that is emptied 3 times a week. So you can drop it there as well.
I think someone asked about hours. Can they drop them off at any hour, or are there a certain time frame that they have to drop it off?
So for the Zwanger Passeris, their doors are closed when they're not open, so it would have to be during normal business hours. But most of them have Saturday hours, so you should be able to fit in there. And our drop box is at the end of our driveway, and as long as you're not putting, over 100 boxes in there at books at a time, it will overflow the drop box, and then we'll be in trouble. So if anybody has more than 100 books or need to answer us, our email address is in the chat.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And does anyone have any other questions for Allie or the Long Island Nets? Heather, I see you're on. I know you usually, your group usually has some big questions. So I don't have every screen, so I can't see all the boxes of all the people who are here. But if any of Heather's group has any questions for Allie, maybe I don't even know. Do you guys know what she does for the Long Island Nets and what her job is? I'm really curious about that, actually. I wonder if any of you are. And I see a couple other representatives from the Long Island Nets. I know they do a lot of good out in the community. So if anybody has any questions about that, and maybe Allie, you want to tell us a little about that?
Yeah. I would absolutely love to. So I am the in-game host, which is what I mentioned before. So maybe some of you were like, what does that mean? I will definitely explain. So basically, anytime that we're playing, a basketball game in NYCB Live, which is where we'll continue to play after the bubble. This season, we will be down in Orlando for the G League bubble. But hopefully next season, we'll be back at NYCB Live with all the fans. So when we do have games there with the fans in the arena, I walk on the court, I hang out with the fans, I talk to everybody on the Jumbotron, I facilitate t-shirt toss, a bunch of different contests. Sometimes we do trivia with the fans and the players. So I do a lot of the entertaining aspect of the game, which is really, really fun. And it's my favorite thing to do in the whole world. So if anyone has questions on maybe how you can do something like that when you grow up, I would absolutely love to answer all of those good questions and anything that comes to mind. Or if anyone just has questions about the players, the game, Wade here has a lot of those answers as well. So anything to do with my job or with Wade's or Shannon's or anyone involved with the Long Island Nets, we're happy to answer all your questions. How long have I been doing it for? Great question, Kingsley. So we actually came to NYCB Live at the start of the 2017-18 season, and I've been with them ever since. So I've been with them since 2017. It's been great. We're one big happy family. Yes, we're in the G League. Yep, we're the G League affiliate to the Brooklyn Nets. So that's our big brother team, which is awesome. Yeah, it's great. Keep reading, keeping active, and you can do whatever you want when you get older as well. Thanks, Emily.
Okay, if there's no more questions, we're going to do our traditional, oh, Kemuel did ask a question.
Okay.
Is that for Ellie?
I'm more than happy to answer. I don't want to take everyone's time, but I got it. So you and Tyler are wondering, how did I get interested into this line of work? That's a great question. I'll give you the brief overview. I went to school actually and studied mass communications, meaning I was on radio, I was on TV. I was really, really involved with just getting in front of an audience and connecting with people as myself, which I think is a really cool thing to do. So I studied it up in school. I went to SUNY Oneonta, which is a college here in New York. And I learned how to host and how to do all that stuff. And so I ended up graduating the same time that the Long Island Nets were going to NYCB Live, and I live very close to NYCB Live, so it worked out. The timing was perfect, and luckily, because I studied it in school, I was qualified for the job. So yeah, you can learn anything you want, and you can do anything you want, seriously. Great question. Thank you. Thanks, Izzy. Oh, Izzy, that's what you study too? I love it. Yeah, you're a great communicator, so it's awesome. Thank you, guys. Great questions, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And I like what you said about, you know, how you can do anything you want to do if you get your education towards it. And this is a perfect day to be talking about that, because one of the things that was included in Dr. King's dream was that everyone would be educated, have an opportunity for education, and we've come a long way with it. So just keeping the dream alive and making sure that we honor and cherish the legacy that Dr. King brought forth for us. And I think hearing the I Have a Dream speech again, and no matter how many times I hear it, it still just goes so deep with me and gives me the chills and just makes me want to do more in our community and makes me want to go out and do good. And I hope it inspired all of you to do the same. So as is our tradition, if you can put a word in the chat, it can be a word or a phrase. I'd like to see every student on here put a word or a phrase in the chat of how it makes you feel when you do something good for others. Or maybe you want to share a word or a phrase about how you feel hearing Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech, or maybe you have inspiration for someone else and how to get them involved in doing good for others. So I'm interested to see what you're going to put in there. Beautiful. I love that. Dream big, work hard. Wow, you guys think fast. Empowered, grateful, proud. This is beautiful, so beautiful. A lot of people put grateful, hopeful. We need a lot of that these days. United, that's beautiful. Dream big, work hard. Did I say that one already? It's worth saying twice. And a lot of people are inspired. This is beautiful. I love to see this. And I hope that most of you will now take the next couple of minutes. We're ending a little bit early to go on, and Izzy and I will stay on if you want to do it on right now online. If you want to go on and sign on for the Laces for Literacy right now, and as you're doing it, if you need any help or hand holding or have any questions about it, we can help you do it. So we'll stay on for that. And now is the time to go in. Sign up for Laces for Literacy. What does it do for you? It makes you feel good to do something good for others. It's going to give you community service hours, which you may need for school. It's going to give you prizes and awards, which everybody loves prizes and gifts. So that's always a good thing. Nothing wrong with that. And it's going to also, you're going to get laces. So your whole team will see that you're part of the Laces for Literacy, because you'll be able to wear our Rising Stars branded laces with your uniforms on the court, and everyone can ask you about it, and you could tell them that you feel really good about doing things for your community. So Izzy and I are going to stay on for a few minutes. Thank you to the Book Fairies. We are so excited to partner with you. I'm sure your donation boxes are going to be overflowing, and we're going to make sure that we get all that information out repeatedly to all our players so that they know that they can do that, paying it forward. And thank you to the Long Island Nets Very cool. As soon as your players are back on the court again, I know a few of these people are going to be hoping for some tickets or maybe even to get on the court with the players and shoot around. So, Wade, we're going to have to keep talking about that. We'll get there soon enough. We'll be back. We'll be back on the court.
We would definitely be in touch. I'm excited.
Awesome. As I said, Izzy and I are staying on, but for everyone else, see you on the Laces for Literacy. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful and special Martin Luther King Day, and thanks again for taking the time.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you so much,
you.
everyone. Have a great night.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Thank
Jan.
you.
Wait, I can't hear you, Emily.
Oh, the mouth is moving and no words are coming out.
I know, it was so
I was
great.
just, thanks for joining, Candy, and thanks as always for spreading the word to everyone. Oh, there, I see you now. Good to see you.
And I'm trying to unmute it and I don't have my glasses. So I'm like, what am I doing? You're welcome. No problem. I'm here with Kate. And, you know, we're going to try to continue to spread as much and get the, you know, the kids to participate as much as we can. So, you know, once the team comes back together, as we just came back, you know, we started back with basketball, you know, I'll definitely try to spread the word. All right.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Get those
and
kids
Happy
signed
New
up for the
Year.
Laces for Literacy.
No
you
problem.
too. Take care. Be well.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Izzy. Great job.
Bye.
Beautiful job.
Thank you.